Will Gateshead be home or away in this week's upcoming playoff eliminator? Yes, good morning everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Saturday the 20th of April 2024 and today for what could be the last time this season we're off back to International Stadium. It is Gateshead versus Bromley in the National League. It is of course the last game of the regular season. It is an early kick-off, so if you're here looking for the game I went to at 3 o'clock, which was Blythe Spartans against Brackley Town, then that video will be out tomorrow morning, so check back then. But in the meantime, this is a really big day for the football club. There are obviously several permutations surrounding this game, and I'll run through what they are when we get up there. So without further ado, let's get into this. So here I'm in Gateshead, and going into this final round of National League fixtures, Bromley are currently in third place, and they could jump up to second. There is a slight chance, but they would either have to win this game and hope that Barnet either lose or that Bromley, or that they can beat us by a 3-goal margin, but the issue that Bromley have got there is that Barnet are at home to an already relegated Kidderminster, so it's pretty unlikely. But then again, strange things have happened, and with all the permutations sort of going on around the league today, they've maybe got one of the more realistic chances of the teams whose aims maybe aren't quite in their hands. And speaking of permutations, Gateshead are going into it in 6th place. In order to finish any higher, we need to better Solihull's result against York. So in theory, really, we could win this game and still finish 6th, or draw it and finish 5th. Solihull are only 1 point ahead of us, but we do have the better goal difference, so if there was a situation where Solihull lost and we drew, we would of course jump above them on goal difference. And as well, we can't factor out the Altrincham versus Oxford City game either. I mean, you'd expect that Altrincham will win that game, but if they don't and we do, then we would jump above them in the table. So it is still pretty tight, and we do still have a chance, but I think given the fact that we can't finish any lower than the position that we're in at the minute, I think we may as well just go for it today. I really must say that I think regardless of where we find ourselves come 2 o'clock-ish today, I think as long as we've just sort of given everything and can go into those playoff games irrespective of where they are, and thinking that, you know, if we can play like that, then we've got every chance. So this is an important game for us today. I'd say more important than maybe what it looks on paper, because you might be looking at it and thinking, yeah, they've already got in the playoffs, it is job done for them. But I think even at short notice, if we were to have a home playoff game, I think that is something that would really capture the imagination of maybe floating fans, and I think you'd get a pretty good turnout for it. So if we can set ourselves up that kind of occasion up here, it would be brilliant. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping that I don't have to travel down to Birmingham on Tuesday night, or Manchester on Tuesday night or whatever. But what'll be will be. It goes without saying that we maybe don't have the best record against Bromley, and our record in early kickoffs isn't exactly the best either. So maybe a bit of last day magic in that we can reverse our fortunes on both of those things. I mean, at this moment in time, it's still possible that we could play Bromley today and then play them again next weekend. It's really a bit of an unusual situation and a lot of quick turnaround. Speaking of which, this is our third game at home this week, and while we're on the subject, I'm sure you've seen everything about FA Cup replays. This week all the clubs are making statements opposing the changes, and I'd really like us to do exactly the same. And I think given what we've just gone through in terms of fixture pile-ups and the football calendar and all that, I think we're really in a position to massively call out the FA on this, who they're putting down scrapping replays to fixture congestion caused by European competitions. Well, their ridiculous scheduling of making a season finish early has put us in this predicament. Look at Truro having to play on consecutive nights. You could argue that the issues that Taunton faced cost them their place in the National League South. So it just absolutely stinks to me, and I'm personally not going to take this lying down, and I'd fully recommend every football fan across the country does exactly the same. Every football club really stand up to this, because they've done this without consultation of football clubs in the lower leagues, the EFL and the National League, and all the governing bodies of all the leagues at Step 3 and below, who make up the overwhelming majority of the participants in the FA Cup. So we've got to stand together on this. I know we have our differences when we play each other in the league, etc., but there is a time where we do need to come together, and this is absolutely one of those times. But for today, let's just head to the International Stadium and find out how this game will unfold.
So the team's warming up, Bromley getting ready down there. I'm not sure what colour you'd call that thing. It's really funky, isn't it? Anyway, Gateshead are getting ready to see, of course, going to be in the white and black. Anyway, I will see you when the players are coming out of the tunnel and ready to start the match. Gonna need something big now to get a home game.
Come on, Gateshead! He reminds me of Liam Hatcham. Oh, man. Definitely.
It's Altrincham 1, Oxford City 0, so yeah, I think it's a bit of a long way back to fourth now, if I'm honest. Still 0-0 at Solihull.
Half-time Gateshead 0, Bromley 1 is very much like a pre-season friendly. Not really a great deal of urgency from either side. And don't get me wrong, it was an absolutely beautiful ball in for their goal, but I was maybe hoping for a little bit more from us, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I know that a few of the lads aren't playing today, and we will have half an eye on the midweek game naturally, but as play currently is, Solihull are still 0-0, so if that was to stay that way and we turned it around, we'd obviously finish above them in the table. But yeah, I just think regardless, we need a bit more of an energetic second half, need to maybe get at them a bit more and like give ourselves just something to build on in a game in midweek. So yeah, I think maybe psychologically above all else, it is important that we do like up the tempo a bit in the second half, and hopefully we can find a way back into this game.
Go on, Hannes! Come on, Tommy! One. Oh, Stone, what the that's all then. If we go, as it stands, it's still 0 at Solihull. If we go 2-1 up, that put us in a driving seat. Pressure him! It's 1-0 Solihull. I think it's done, but I mean we played well second half, so there is that. We still need York to score, that's the thing. Need news from elsewhere. Either York or Oxford to score, one of them. We're into added time, but no one knows how long's left because the fourth didn't bother putting the board up. It's finished at Solihull, so we're basically relying on Oxford now.
457, including 97 Bromley fans.
Full-time Gateshead 2, Bromley 1. Unfortunately, other results didn't go our way, therefore it will be an away game to Solihull Moors in the playoffs on Tuesday night, but I've got to say I was absolutely delighted with our professionalism and our will to win in that second half, and to give us the best possible chance we could, really. I mean, it was always out of our hands going into it, but we ultimately did what we needed to do, and we can do nothing more from that. But just like the overall second half, I thought was absolutely brilliant. I thought we played some lovely stuff. We created plenty of chances. We really got at them, and it felt like it was only a matter of time before that goal actually was going to come. I mean, I know Bromley got the penalty. I think it was a bit soft, if I'm telling you the truth, but Monty was equal to it when it was taken, and from there we really started to press home. Greg Golly getting the equaliser, and from there it looks as though if there was to be a winner in the game, then it was going to be us, and lo and behold, Dijon Browns knocks it across to Lewis Story, who's just absolutely smashed it into the back of the net from close range. So yes, it is maybe a hint of disappointment that we couldn't quite pull it off in terms of getting a home game for the playoffs, but it has to be said though, there is so much like sort of positivity we can take from that today into that game on Tuesday night. So I've got to say, like, I am really happy with the lads today and how they conducted themselves, how they played the match. First half it was like a bit of a tame kind of game, typical with what you sort of get at this time of year, especially on the last day of the season. But second half we changed it up a little bit. I think Kane Dom looked a bit more comfortable when he was shifted out onto the right instead of playing as the front man. I've got to say I was impressed with that young Will Johnson in the first half. Then Brandon, I can't remember his second name, but the lad that we've got on loan from Cambridge, when he came on in the second half, I thought he looked really sturdy. So yeah, there's a lot of sort of positives we can take from it. Players that maybe needed a rest have had a rest, so hopefully that'll mean we'll go into that game on Tuesday night looking a little bit sort of more fresh, and we'll just have to see where it takes us. I mean, ultimately, there's no pressure on us in these playoffs, in my opinion. I mean, to start with, we weren't expected to be there, and I think it's maybe a testament of how far we have come throughout the course of this season. We're sitting here now and with a hint of disappointment that we didn't quite pull it off for getting a home game in the Eliminators. So it's definite progress. It's progress year on year, as it has been ever since we got out of the Joe Callis situation, and we go to Solihull. We may as well just go for it. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a great deal of expectation on us going down there. If we were to win, I don't think there'd be a great deal of expectation on us going to Barnet next Saturday either. So we may as well just let the shackles off a little bit and just see where it takes us ultimately. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back in the morning with my experience of the game that I've just been at 3 o'clock, which was of course Blythe Spartans against Brackley Town. A massive game at both ends of the table. Blythe looking to secure survival, Brackley looking to secure third place. What happened? Check back tomorrow to find out. But until then, take care. Cheers for watching. See you later.